in Americans We, the very first thing you do is 3 notes, grace note coming to a G. So, and really what's important is that everyone lands on G together. So if your triple grace note does not come out, don't panic. So it's supposed to be D, F sharp, G, and just really fast. And then all the trumpets do da 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 da, and then you answer D trill. The high D is like F, or sorry, it's like low B flat or high F, but it's high D with the pointer finger up. And you're gonna wiggle, D wiggling to E, and it's just gonna go. And then all the next stuff is an octave higher. And it really screams up there. It's all in the altissimo. So the high C sharp is fingered like this. It's like high E, but your pointer finger's up. And you're gonna do C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G. And that's gonna sound like this. Oh, it's gonna sound better than that. And these notes are really, really volatile. Do not be surprised if they squeak. They're hard to control. So, and then G, 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 F sharp. So, then F sharp, G, E, 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 D. Then the next thing is a scale thing, and this is as written. This is the high stuff. C sharp, D, E, D, B, G, back to the D trill. That's the first section, and that's the hardest thing. Having control in the altissimo when it is brand new to you, knowing whether things are an octave higher or not, and managing the speed that this happens at. The section that starts at rehearsal C and goes through rehearsal D, this is also pretty feisty, but it's all scale-wise. So if I start at the end of the second ending, the pickup to rehearsal C, it's going to be starting on C sharp, D, E. Then pops down to A. Those are all scale-wise. A, B, C, B, A, G, F sharp, G, A, B, C. Then the only thing that's tricky in there is that A sharp is B flat. And then pianissimo on the next line, and subito, so all of a sudden everything's real soft. The turnaround at the end of that, A sharp, B, E, D, C sharp, D. So the A sharp is this, and it's going high E, then D, C sharp, D. Then back to C sharp, D, E. And then F sharp, G, A, B. Then trumpet, 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 trumpet stuff. Then high D and high G. So you're going from high D to high G. On my clarinet, D, E, F sharp are a little better in tune with my pinky down, and G is not, so I don't have my pinky down for G, but everyone's pitch characteristics are a little different. So you can experiment with having pinky down or up. It also might be harder to hold your clarinet without the pinky down. Once you get to the trio, you're on easy street for a while. Notice the key change. All of a sudden the F sharp goes away. And then it gets spicy again when you get to H. You're back into the altissimo. The notes you need for above high C are C sharp, high D, high E, high F sharp, and all of those could have the pinky on, and then the high G. And that high G is really tricky to control, especially if you have a soft reed on. You might find that having a reed a strength harder than you usually play really helps with those notes. So at the trio, you have the main melody. There's some other things happening around it, but you are just doing the main melody, and I think that's actually with the trumpets. Here's what it sounds like. Pick up to E. Problem in the trio is noticing the key signature. Your sharp has gone away. It's just in the key of C, no flats, no sharps, unless they're marked. H, it gets spicy again. The first note on the downbeat is a high E. Then there's a bunch of brass stuff, da 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 da, and then you come in. So the high notes you play there are E, A, high E again, C, B, A. Then, before the single measure rest, your next downbeat is D. Bunch more brass stuff, da 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 da. Then you play D, G, D, B, A, G. Here's the D. Then at I. That last group of high notes is really, really volatile. The repeated notes at I are G's. Then you have a measure of G sharp and D sharp. Then you have a measure of A's. Then you have a measure of A sharp and F. Then you have B's. Then you have C, G, C sharp. Then D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp. What's happening is between I and J, you're extending out a chromatic scale to build enthusiasm for the recapitulation of the trio melody and the introduction of a whole bunch of counter melodies. The last 5 notes you play, the last 6, starting from the C sharp. Your C sharp is here, then D, then D sharp, then E, then F, then F sharp. And they might be a little sneaky, a little squishy. These ones, if you play them an octave down, it's probably not going to be noticed. So if you want to play C from C sharp to the high F sharp down an octave, I say 2 thumbs up, go ahead and do it. Then at J, you've got a pickup, drops down to the G. And then you've got a G trill. G, you're just going to wiggle your ring finger. And then all of that sounds really, really fancy. All that it is scales. It's scales crossing the register break into the altissimo. So every single time you have a trill, all of those trills except for the one at L, all the trills are G to A. The one at L is A to B. Then, as long as you know the first note of your run and the fingerings for crossing the break, you're going to be fine through this section. You're playing a counter melody that stacks on top of the da 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 da. So the first one, I'm going to ignore the grace notes for a second. you're going to play A, B, C, C, D, E, D, C, B, A. So this is 2 after J. Then chromatic scale stuff. F sharp, G, G sharp, A, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, G sharp, A, C, A. So sorry about the squonk. Then the third line from the end, you're going to start on B, and then G, A, B, and then you've got another noodle. This is where the trouble comes in. D, C sharp, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp. So, and then trill. And then this one starts like you did after J, starts on A, but you don't repeat A, you go to B. And then it goes one note higher. So A, B, C, D, D, E, F is your highest note. So let's see if I can get that all on camera. Now chromatic scale thing again. This is almost the same. And then it ends differently. G, C. And then chromatic scale down. C, B, B flat, A flat. Back to trill. Then after K, you do exactly what you did at J. Then it changes. G sharp, A, E, A, D. Then the A trill. 2 before L. D, C, C sharp, D, D, E, F, E, F, E, D, C, B, B flat, and then your trill goes A to B. And then the quarter notes after L are not a big deal. I was just sight reading them, so I had to actually see them. The last little bit, the pick up to the first ending, that's a C scale, but you leave out the C at the beginning. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And the high note before that scale is D, C. Then at the end, you're going to do exactly that same thing. You repeat back to H, and at the end, you do that scale. And then you've got that little stinger. Don't worry about the grace notes so much as landing on the C. So the grace notes are asking you to do B, G, A, B, and then you're landing for C. So is the priority. It would be cool. The biggest problem in here is going to be actually hearing who else has that counter melody with you and staying with them. I suspect that you guys are not going to over rehearse it, and that's going to mean trouble. But the biggest priorities for you are going to be the work that happens at J, the work that happens at C, and the work that happens at A. Mostly because that all crosses the altissimo register break. Good luck out there.